Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch for you guys today. Now, I am a little bit sick, so if this video has a few more cuts, it's to save you guys time from hearing me cough in the mic, because I'm all sure that we don't want to hear that. Also, if you're new here, hopefully today is the day I earn your subscription. We have a lot of QC buyouts to go over. I'm actually not gonna do a very long intro here. All I'm gonna say is to do the usual. Check our sponsors like TCG Player, whatnot in the description below. Thank you to my YouTube channel members. Join our Discord, leave a comment, and we're actually just gonna get right into this here. So Mirror Force QC, we went over this recently and I saw these closer to 70 and I was like, yeah, this is really high. That's why I'm glad that I have a plat. I ended up getting two QCs when they were closer to 50. I was for a good price. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just move on and get my money back. And yeah, they're $85, $100 here. $100. And if they go to 150, I'm telling you, I do not care about my one QC Mirror Force at 150. 100's pushing it. I love Mirror Force. It's one of my favorite traps, right? But 150 is pushing it. I got my OG first editions. If it's going to go to 150, what I would personally rather do, and this is just my opinion, is I'd rather go over here, go to Metal Raiders, see what a first ed light play gets me, or how much I get right over here, and maybe start looking at OG. And a lot of people are probably going to be like, but it's shiny, oh, but it looks old, this and that. Well, this is OG. This is always going to appreciate value. The only thing safe in this game, reprint-wise, is first ed older cards like Mirror Force, right? In fact, I wouldn't even be upset about picking up a second one. I actually regret not picking up more because when I picked this card up, I remember I think I paid 100% retail on it and it was $90. And it was pretty minty for, you know, an old card. This was probably back in 2014 or 2013. Like, we're unfortunately talking 11, 12 years ago here. I wasn't even like in high school, I think. I remember using my birthday money on this card. I don't know why, but I did. I got my one copy, and here we are here. We have the plats, though. If you do like platinums, your platinums are $5. I did talk about them. I know this isn't really going to be a good description here, but if you scroll all the way down here, you will see them selling at less than $4 here. We talked about this in early April, and these were around $2 to $3 here. Maybe it was March, but it was not the $4 to $5 that's shown over here. But yeah, right now they're $5 going up to about $6 here. So I would probably just grab these, honestly. Exodia, the Forbidden One, Ultimate Rare. Now, I want to show you guys that sometimes buyouts aren't as quick as you think. And I want to explain something. Right here we have the Ultimate Rare Exodia, right? Which, at least this has a profile picture. A lot of OTS, past like 18, and I really hate this, OTS past 18 don't really have like updated pictures, or if they do, it took TCG Player a long time. So I'm very happy to see it here. We have 41 listings, right? You see them at 7s, 6s, right? Very cheap ulti. You would just be thinking, huh, there's not a lot, there's cards not going through a buyout. There's two reasons why I want to prove that wrong. Right here, as you guys can see, someone bought 5 here at $8, and in the last not even week, there's like 30 sold. 30. But that's not the only thing. When I go here and I click near mint, right, we go down to 20 listings. I'm going to do that again. We're going to go near mint light play. We have 30 listings, right? We go light play near mint, but we do have verified on now because it automatically puts that. So 41 to 35 for verified, and then we put it near mint. We're at 20 listings. That's kind of why I tell people always be careful on how you're looking at cards, because sometimes by putting filters on and then looking at sales and then looking at the card again, you can really see the true movement of the card. Because I could tell you 20 listings and 41 is very different. That's double the difference. And what is this card? Is this $6, $7 really? Yeah, it's 7. But we go over here, they're really closer to about 10, 11 here. Second page, what does this go to? $20. Okay, nobody's going to be paying $45, but even though this card is really ugly, the foiling looks awful, and we all know this, it's still Exodia. And that's why I told people, I said, with how cheap it is, just be careful. People were chucking it my way for, I'm not even joking when I say this, $3 to $5. Because this card was closer to 5 at one point. I said, look, I don't want to offer you much on this. I'll give you $3. And someone just handed it to me. It was pretty crazy. I picked one of these up for 3, but I picked up quite a few at 4 or 5, and it was so low, I really just chuck them somewhere. I'm like, you know what? It's Exodia. I can probably move it for $7, $8, $10 later on. Who knows? Maybe even 15, 20. And later on might be within the next month. Because of these listings. So that's something you guys want to be careful of. And if you want to keep track of a card and really make sure, I advise you to check out TCG Creator. Guys, I know I show this out every single video, but I really like the guy who runs the site because he's a really nice guy. He's really trying to give you guys, not just you guys, but even content creators like us, ways and tools to track cards that's more accurate. And he works on the site all by himself, from what I believe. And you have all the cards here. If you click the in the description, you know, you got them all here. And when you click one of these cards, not only does it use my affiliate link for TCG Player, but it also tracks the card. So you can always come back in a month and see how this market watch has aged. Sorry, again, like I said, I'm a little sick, guys, so I apologize. And it's just a great resource. Also, if you guys love my content, check out my last market watch. It wasn't the algo that messed up. It was actually my fault on this video. The reason why a lot of you probably don't even didn't even see Monday morning's market watch is because whenever you upload a video and then you upload a video right after, or within like 3-4 hours, even 5, it's going to promote that video instead of the one before. It's not going to promote both videos. And the worst thing about that is if this video, which let's be real, it was reveals, right? So even if it isn't the biggest view generator, the first 2 hours, it really is. So if my recent video gets more views than the same video that day, like this one, the algo is going to push this out. Of, you know, circulation. And it sucks because this was a great video. It's like 41 minutes. I really want to give you guys a longer market watch, which I will be doing that again this Monday morning. I'm not going to discredit and be like, oh, you guys don't like longer market watches because this one failed. I'm not going to be like that, especially because, look, 1.5K, 2K, that's actually close to 2.1, by the way, 1.4, 1.3, you know, you guys like the videos, right? And I always appreciate the love I get, you know, 1.2, 1.8, 1.6. Once in a while, we have, what's it called? A flop, but there's nothing I can really do about that. Also, thank you to my YouTube channel members as well. We got a channel member video right here. Thank you to 21 channel members I do have. Unfortunately, we have been dropping some channel members, so if you do want to consider being a channel member or upgrading your tier, I always appreciate that. You guys will be probably getting now 2 channel member videos a month. I really do want to promote that, you know, being a channel member, you're going to get whatever you put in. You know, and if the lowest tier is $2 and you get 2 videos, that's $1 per video. It can't get better than that. And I will be adding those emotes. I have been lacking on that. QC Exodia, these are $12. So I do want to show that this is still more popular. And this card always will be more popular because players like matching, and we have all the limbs, which if you scroll down here, you know, I still think these limbs are very cheap. Like you got left arm here at like 3s here. You do have a quote-unquote wall here, but I really am scared to see what this card will be in 5 years. I really am. White Princess, if you guys have been opening up OTS 25 and getting your bulk on, because that's what this set is, bulk, well, your White Mare Princesses are $1 here, going up to $5. So you do have a money super and probably the place you least expect. Summon Skull. A lot of people like to forget about buyouts. I always like going over them because whenever people have a buyout, they're like, oh, look at this. This is crazy. And then everybody forgets. Nobody thinks how that card is going to be 2 weeks later. And Summon Skull is something that went to $120. And right now, you know what it is? $69. Nice, by the way. Very nice. 69, so you got 2 copies here. You got some light plays, a little bit scattered. 69. It does go up to 85 here, but if we see right over here, yo, they do sell at the 60s, and someone even bought one at 200? What type of Billy Bob? See, this is what I mean. Some of these Yu-Gi-Oh players should not be in charge of money. Their girlfriend or mom or mistress, right? Whoever, heck, even maybe their lady of the night that they hire should be in charge of their finances. Somebody, right? Anybody. Okay. I had more financial literacy when I was 12. $198. If I bought a car for $198 and then I saw the same card going for 65, 70, it would ruin my whole day. I would actually just go to work. I'd be like, no, I'm making this money back. Nope, I am paying for this mistake. Upstart Goblin, this card is still going all the way up to $90, not $100, $130. I wouldn't be surprised if some goofy buys this at 100 something, which unfortunately I really do see this card going up to that price. Absolute Zero, this is another card that's been always around 35, 40. Right now we're seeing $41 going up to 50. I'm telling you right now, we're going to see this card slowly edge its way up to $100 because it's Absolute Zero. It's an Edison, right? That, you know, people love playing Diva Hero, and people know that this is an iconic card, right? It's a Hero QC. I'm not shocked. And they got to be tired. I thought there'd be recommended cards here, but unfortunately there's not. People should also be tired of buying out Mass Change QC. This card has been bought out maybe 3-4 times. Like, look at the graph. The graph doesn't even have the latest buyout. It has the one like way back over here. There was 3 buyouts of this card, and it's always settled at 30 something. It's never been able to hold 70, 80. In fact, it's so funny because I picked one up at 30s, moved it at 80. I didn't even want to pick up at 30s, and then a guy who knew the guy that I actually got this from actually moved his to me for I think 25. And if this card goes up to 50, 60, 70 again, it's a buy low, sell high card for me. So, Raigeki QC, this is a card that a lot of people don't know is slowly getting eaten up. $40 going up to 70, 80, 100 buckaroos here. So, if you want this card while it's cheap at its 40s, you might have to move quick here. I want to see what this card was. Was it ever really cheaper? Because I'm really seeing a lot of 30s across the board. Yeah, about 30 bucks. So you could have got this cheaper than 40, but you never know what's going to be bought out. A lot of these quarter century cards go through multiple buyouts within 3 months. It really is feels like a guessing game. I feel like with these quarter century sets, what you should probably do, especially when we get not rarity collection 4, but they're going to call it Starlight Collection. I hope they put RAO5 on it and we just call it Rarity Collection 5. I will tell you this, whatever you want, make a list and tell yourself whenever something is an average price or lower, get it. If it's high, wait for it to go down, because you can't really go through and spend 1 or 2 days. Like, you can't get everything you need within 2 days with these rarity sets. It's always you have to buy this at a specific time if you want to be smart. Today we're sipping on some vitamin water, some watermelon. I'm telling you, if you guys are addicted to soda, a lot of people say switch your diet. Try vitamin water. It's got vitamins, a lot less calories, tastes pretty good, and it's more water-based. So you're actually getting more water. It's really nice. Breakers, by the way, are like $49, $50, going up to the moon. These were like 20s before. If you have this card, just be wary that this card is going to the moon. Bionic, we already went over this card, but they're 31 today, going up to 38. So I'm just letting you guys know they're going even higher now. You've got Fossil Dyna, Pachycephalo here. QCs, these are 25 now. They do go back up to 48, but I'm just showing you that this buyout was a bit artificial, because how is this card still $50 on the bottom of the page? And slowly people are listing for less than like 30 here. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this wasn't a popular card. I'm just saying that this card shouldn't have gone up to the 50, 60 that did. But if you do want this card, it's only got a page. You don't even have someone with 3 copies. I would get your play set and just be done with it. And if it goes to a point where you either didn't really want this card, chances are it's worth a lot more than what you paid for it. So you could probably get some profit off it. Smash and Ground, quarter century. This card's also bought out. $50 here. I don't get that. I really don't. The last sale price is at $15, $16. If you want from Mick Lovin's Cards, I absolutely love that name, by the way. Mick Lovin's Cards. That is crazy. That, in fact, I gotta send that to somebody. They'll get a love. I mean, I loved Superbad so much. That's the movie where McLovin's from, by the way. If you haven't watched Superbad, I'm telling you, I know you guys get movie recommendations. There's barely ever been a movie that funny since. I really will say it's in my top 10 comedy movies. And a lot of comedy movies, I rate the majority of comedy movies that I watched like less than a 4, by the way, out of 10. So I'm a little strict with my comedy movies. Cyber Valley QC, 15 going up to 30. If you want this QC while it's cheaper, well, it is going up here. So I would grab yours while you can. And that's also another thing I was talking about my last market watch. In fact, it's literally titled like something like the market watch isn't slow, you are. The market watch is not slow, it's sneaky. And that's kind of what I want to say. It's always moving, but it's not moving the way that players want. The players are always like, hey, we need to see the card with 5 listings, 3 listings. Oh man, Jesse Kahn talked about this. It's going to the moon. People don't talk about the cards that are slowly going up. A lot of people want to be there for the height, not the journey, right? And Cyber Valley, which is funny to me because with cards like this where you easily see this increase here, it was $8, which I told people was like a decent price for this, $7-8 is actually what I would pay for, because I wouldn't personally pay more than $10 for this. Maybe like 10, 11, but I don't know. It's but not $20, $30. So if you do want this card, hey, it goes up to 30 soon. So you get it at 15 now or forever reap the consequences. Destiny draw now. This was always a cool QC. Right now, you got $10 on these, going up to about 11, 12, 13 listings. This card was $3. Am I shocked people are buying this? And it's a hero card, and it was $3. And it actually has old school format to it because you play this in Taladad. So, am I shocked? Not really. Kurikara. Now, we went over this the last market watch, which we went over, by the way, no joke, like 70, 80 cards. So, after you're done watching this, or go ahead and watch this video. Leave a like, a comment, all that. But Kurikara has been getting bought out more. 180 for your unlimiteds. First sets are 195. You got your ultis here, and your ultis are pretty interesting here, because now they're a straight $20. I told people, if you do not get this card, not at 14, this card was, in fact, I really want to show it. Yeah, last year it was as low as like 10, 11, but right over here, it was cheaper around, this year, around 13, 12. I said, guys, once Kurikara hits the format again and everybody needs 3 copies, 13 is going to turn into 40, 50. And I kept telling people this. Now we're at 15 listings. People want to play this again. And look where we're at. We're at 20, 27, going up to, $30 here for your copies, right? Am I shocked? Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And it's a pretty huge volume of sales here. You got your secrets here. I want to check up on these as well, because a lot of people will prefer these over the ultis, but OTS 23 foiling, not that bad. Yep, you see that nice little rise there. 9 going up to $12. So I told people, if you don't want the ulti, $6 for the secrets. And the secrets have been $6 for a long time here. So now they're basically, if you have this card right now, and we go near mint, right? First set near mint, your card is basically almost triple, right? You got a play set for 18, they might be 45. I mean, if that's not a win, I don't know what to tell you. The second page does go up to $20. That's actually, in my opinion, quite a bit, but that's what they go up to. I don't make the prices. You got your Battles of Legends ones here at like $10 as well. Too much for my blood personally. But these at least were like $3 if I remember correctly. No, actually they weren't. I remember they were $3 maybe when they came out. Maybe not. Or maybe, oh yeah, it was like over here because it says $4 to $7.99. Sometimes these graphs aren't the greatest on TCG Player, and I don't blame the people at TCG. They do a great job with what they do there. But sometimes it's a little hard to gauge what a card was going for, but I know they actually try to combat that problem very well. But I always told people, for the small price difference, just go for OG. But they're $10 now. Primite Dragon Ether Barrel. How the mighty have fallen here. On my last market watch, I got, even though I didn't get as many people watching it, as I've said previously, I still got a lot of comments, and those comments were quite liked, saying, wow, how could they do this on Ether Barrel? And someone actually let me know, and when they told me I should have actually seen it coming, I actually felt a little dumb while thinking about that comment, but someone told me, hey, I think it's because they messed up the wording in the TCG, and we all knew that, and they want to get a fix out right away. And it kind of reminded me of Ultrageist Hexia. That was quite a few years ago. That's really the only big recent example that I could think of. Konami doesn't really make mistakes like that often, where they pushed out a reprint very quickly for that card in order to get the right text. And when I look at Primite Dragon Ether Barrel, I immediately think to myself, wow, that makes sense. Maybe I should have saw it coming. But with how soon it was, especially because it was a Money Ultra Rare, Konami knew it. It wouldn't have been for sure, but if I knew that beforehand, or if I really put two and two together, because I didn't know it beforehand, I just didn't put two and two together, I probably would have told people, be wary. They might put it in early for that fixed text. Now, if you got this card at anywhere from 30 to 45, well, $12. That sucks. Now, the set did get delayed because of Konami's major fuck up. There's no other way to put it. I know that we complain about product Konami quality and this and that and the third, but I don't remember a set being delayed because the product quality was that bad with clumping. I really wish that they paid attention to clumping earlier, because it's been a problem, but not as big as, boxes just have 2-3 starlights in them for no reason. I would tell you this, if they released that and people got North American cases or North American boxes, knowing that EU got that many Starlight rares, I don't know what to tell you. But yep, Konami recalled it, so that's going to cost them quite a bit of money here. I'd say I feel bad, but you know what? I really don't. I mean, just desserts. That's how I see it. Primite Lordy Load here, Rage of the Abyss. These are $28, $30 here. I still don't know the pull rate of this card. And someone please let me know in the comment section below how it's looking, because if the pull rate is bad, I got news to tell you about the prices of Lordy Load. Then we also have Drill Beam here. $4 or $5. We're getting a secret of this, but again, it's delayed. So, it's going to take a while. But, look at that nosedive. Especially, in fact, look at Barrel specifically. Look how fast that drops. This drops faster than your mom did on her knees for me last night. I mean, wow, that was quick. Except Barrel doesn't make a crack in the floor like your mother does with her knees. And it's unfortunate because my wife and I, we already have some cracks in the foundation of our condo. So my wife came home. I told my friend, told her that Team Soccer, also Jason, if you guys know him, he accidentally tripped and made it. She believed it, luckily. So I don't got to worry about the missus finding out. Anyway, Injection Fairy Lily QC here. $23 here, $28 right over here for your QC Injection Fairy Lilies. I just wanted to show this off because someone said, hey, can you take a look and see how this was? Because it was closer to $30 at one point, and it was, and it hasn't really gone far too down. You do have one guy here trying to sell it for 23, which, hey, is better than closer to 30 right over here. But this is the kind of card that real collectors like. It's not really a card that would be scalped or targeted for a buyout. Now, it could be just because if people think collectors are going to get, they'll try to get it. But they look at this Injection Fairy Lilies at the bottom. People really are paying $20-something for this card. And I got to admit, I wish that Konami gave us more cards like this. Because it also, the reason I like Injection Fairy Lily, it's one of my top five Yu-Gi-Oh! Waifus personally. Maybe top 10. I mean, sometimes they release a lot of waifus, especially in the last few years, is because it kind of combines Pokemon as well. It looks like Nurse Joy to me, and I really, really like that. When I was a kid, I always thought this was Nurse Joy. But yeah, $29, $30 here. People are also buying Needleworm, which is also an old collectible card. $6. Not bad for an old QC like this. Not bad at all, actually. I did want to look at the first editions here and kind of see what they're selling for. First editions of this card back in 2018 were really cheap. And when I say cheap, I remember mod plays being 4 or 5. I know just because I was like, you know what? For $4, I'm just not. I remember I told myself, because I started doing this back in 2018 when I first got back in the game after I started wanting to collect it. I said, you know what? Instead of spending money on fast food, I'll always take half of what I was going to spend on fast food and I'll put it towards cardboard. And I bought a mod play first then for $4. I added it to my order. Now, mod isn't even 15 here. If we go light play near mint, $52 going up to 65. I actually have a first ed LP or VLP copy of this. The card's so old, I gave up on near mint. Like, I want it all LP. I don't want it in slabs. I want it in a nice little binder so I can look at the card, inspect the card, all that. But unfortunately, I know some of these cards I'm going to wake up one day and they're going to be MP just because age. And there's nothing you could do. Promethean Princess here, Bestower of Flames, QC. I want to take a look at this today. These are back to 103. In fact, I do want to go verified near mint. I don't want to waste my time with the 6 light plays. 104, 109, 110, and then 128 going up to 140 here. So you do got some people who are going significantly lower than that $128 mark to get rid of this card. The sales history here is showing a lot of 100s here. So maybe if people just looked at the recent sold price and like, you know what, we're going to buy this card for a lot cheaper. Or people are buying this for a lot cheaper. Let's list it at that price so we can realistically sell the card. Do I blame people for that? Not really at all. But I think this card could go up in the future. But again, we do also need decks to play this. The last time I actually recall this being played, besides after Snake Eyes got the ban and all that, is a build that Top 32 of Tempai was actually playing this to get Pydra out, I believe. Was Pydra the fire? Might as well look at Pydra. I had another card for you guys. Yeah, it was Pydra. It was Pydra. Because it was the fire. I remember that. $10 for your Pydra today. So, card was going to look great in a Secret Urn the Tins. A number 39 Utopia Ultimate Rare here. 29 listings. These are 14 going to $18. Just an older ulti here. Wanted to kind of show it off. It has been on the decline lately. Zodiac Barrage. Now, a lot of people do ask for the cheaper stuff to buy. That's why for my channel members, which if you haven't become a YouTube channel member, and I'm sorry for showing it twice, really consider being a YouTube channel member. It helps the channel out so much so I could do this more full time. Right now we got 21 channel members, so if you guys would consider joining, become a channel member, you click join, you choose your tier. I recommend the Madgeline tier for $5. You get access to emotes, you get access to channel member videos, and it really helps me out in the long run a lot. So consider being a YouTube channel member. I really don't got anything more to say, but I did, for my channel members, give you guys a nice little platinum penny stock market watch. That's 23 minutes. It's got at least 15 cards, I believe, if not more. Don't take my word on that, but it has a lot. And it's not old. It's just 12 days. And the best part is you can't really get to videos like that late because I have caused buyouts as a market watcher. Me, Jay, House of Champs, and basically every market watcher, MCO40 under the sun, understands that you will cause a buyout or make a card closer to a buyout by going over it if you have a sizable audience. Those kinds of videos, though, that are channel member only, when you really got maybe 1%, not even of your viewers, watching it, they don't really. People actually just get it in time. So when a buyout does happen, they're already prepped, which is really nice. But Zodiac Barrage is a QC that I would highly recommend right now. These are $3 right now. You do see them at 2s here. Okay. Going up to about $5-6 here. In fact, are they really 6? It goes up to 8. I just think that we just need something back, which I think we are going to get something back. We already have Barrage back at 1, I believe. But if we ever get like a Trident, which I don't know why TCG Player took out the recommended section, or maybe not enough people are buying this for them to put a recommendation. But I think that if we ever get Trident back or any Zodiac card back or support, which I really don't want Zodiac support, but if it happens, oh my. Yeah, this card will be $10 overnight. So if you want a 5X on a penny stock, here you go. Aluber, which I really love this artwork a lot. It looks a lot like The Darkest Dungeon, which is a fantastic game. Like, Darkest Dungeon is so rewarding to be good at. If you know that game, I think it's aged very well. Beautiful game. 32 going up to 35, 36 here for your Alubers. Tuning QCs. These are 15s today. 20. They're dropping down. A lot of people like this card, but this card was originally 3 to 5. 25 was just too much. Just too much. Power Tool Dragon QCs. These are 13. I actually want one of these for my collection. I actually didn't even know this came as a QC until like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. At least maybe I knew and then I immediately forgot. But this is a QC I actually kind of want because I like having all the Sign Dragons QC. It's very collectible. It's not bad at 13. Not bad at all. Shaddoll Fusion. I think we're going to get another wave of Shaddoll Fusion event or Shaddoll support eventually. But right now they're $13, $14. Beautiful QC. Shaddoll is one of my favorite archetypes in the game. Lina QCs. Right now these are $10, $11. The cheapest I've seen Lina. The drop-off has been pretty crazy, though. But yeah, cheapest I've seen Lina. DD Swirl Slime QC. This card got bought out to $18 because of the new DD support. Now we're right down at $7. Yeah, this card was just too much at 15. It does go up to 10, though, so if you do think that DD support's going to go crazy, I mean, you could spend 7 now instead of 10. So you could get it for 70%. If you're buying any cards, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're buying any cards off TCG Player, use my full link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. Alistair QCs are $10, so they did drop off from that 20, which I'm happy about because I personally, I don't care about the alt art that much. I personally rather have the OG. And when I saw the alt art at 4.5 and I saw the OG at 20s, I was like, you know what? At 5x, I don't know. But $10, I can spend $10. Black Rose Dragon here, $9 for your QC. Again, this card has dropped. But yeah, this card will probably go up in the future slowly but surely. I think a lot of these alt art QCs are a very good holds for a year, in my opinion. But I also just want to show that a lot of these QCs, people just don't know what to value things at because Moki Moki here is $9 for a meme and Black Rose is $9, $10 for a meme. What would you rather have, an alt art Black Rose QC that is, you know, kind of hard to get, or at least quite hard to pull in a set, or would you rather have a Moki Moki QC? That's kind of what I mean. Like, some of these prices feel very fake to me. But hopefully my sick voice wasn't that much to go through. We still had a longer market watch, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Smash that like button. Let me know in the comment section below what cards I'm going over in the next market watch. I would always appreciate it. You're going to see the end card here, my last video of, you know, my last market watch. Go check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.